Hello and welcome. If you're here to learn about what gaslighting is, you come to the right place. This is Clea, and this is Clea's World. And in this channel, we talk about everything narcissist abuse related, which goes beyond just the narcissistic abuse that happens in relationships, but that expands to what we experience in all kinds of different contexts in our lives, from relationships with the government, with our doctors, with our coworkers, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you for being here, and please like, share, and comment on this video if you can, because this really helps me put out more content, and also because I would love to hear if you have experienced any of the things that I'll be talking about. And I read every comment and reply. All right, let's dive into it. What gaslighting is. Gaslighting, as a definition, refers to someone, a narcissist, who is trying to make you feel as if you are wrong to feel a certain way and that your feelings are wrong. There are many ways in which a narcissist achieves this result, and the most obvious one is that they lie about the intention behind their actions, or make you wonder, make you like question whether you're being too sensitive to something they've said or something they have done that you may have taken as being too hurtful or painful, and just insensitive. So basically you become the touchy one, because they normally have a plethora of reasons and excuses for why they've done or not done what they have done or not done. So I'll give you a couple of examples of both these instances. I fell in with a major narcissist right after I left my ex-husband, of course, because I was vulnerable at the time. I was lost. And also because I was looking for a shortcut. I was hurt. And when I met this man, I thought, wow, amazing. I don't have to do the hard work, the hard internal work. I could just jump from one person to the other. Many people who have been in repeat narcissistic relationships will relate to what I'm saying. We are looking for something, we're looking for a safety net, and we tend to jump into certain situations without really looking at what they entail. At any rate, so I jump in with this man. I fell in with this man very, very quickly, which is normally also a telltale sign. His name, the name I've given him in my book, Untamed and Free, is Nick. So we'll call him Nick. So Nick would ghost me. He actually ghosted me 3 times during the 3-year period that I knew him. He would ghost me. And when he came back and I told him that that was very painful and that I didn't like it, he would say he had done it to protect me, which is brilliant if you think about it, because how can I make him feel bad about being so kind and generous as to protect me? So I thought that was like worthy of applause. I mean, in hindsight, I'm like, wow, that was good. You can imagine that at the time, it wasn't so great though for me to hear this, because now I was in a situation where not only I was in pain from the fact that he had left, that I felt like he didn't care, or they didn't care as much as I cared, and all the rest of the feels, but also because I thought that now I was being selfish and I jumped to conclusions by seeing something that wasn't there. And I felt bad because now I doubted the commitment of such an amazing man, and maybe I didn't even deserve him. So you can see how this works on the, underneath the surface, to make you start questioning yourself and questioning reality and questioning your perception of things. And this makes you just more malleable, even more malleable for the future when they're going to gaslight you again, because this is a very common technique that they use. Oh, sorry. My alarm. Another example on the opposite end of things, when they do something, they have to justify themselves. My ex-husband, he has cheated on me with prostitutes for the better part of our marriage, which lasted about 20 years. And our relationship lasted about 20 years. The marriage lasted about 17. And when I confronted him with this, he said that the reason he was going with prostitutes is because everyone does it. And it might shock you, or maybe not so much if you are in a narcissistic relationship or have been, to know that despite everything, I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt about that, because I do know that there are places. We were living in Dubai the first time I found out, and in Thailand the second time I found out. Both of these places are have a lot of prostitutes, and prostitution is very common and very just very prominent, and I am sure that a lot of men indulge in it. So also being faithful to your wife, I guess, is not such a consider such a high moral standard. So I actually agreed with him that it was challenging not to cheat. Of course, in hindsight, I realized there are plenty of people who don't cheat, and that cheating is a personality trait. It's not something that just happens to you. And so, but at the time, this worked with me. This excuse worked with me, or at least the first time. The second time, I realized that there was just no hope that my ex-husband would ever change. At any rate, this is a clear example of gaslighting. Basically got what he wanted out of me by telling me that, for the simple reason that a part of me wanted to believe him, and also because I could see that there are contexts where that actually might be true. So I didn't want to just be black and white about it, even though it really did affect me. You can imagine, besides emotionally, it also affected me financially and health-wise, because there was definitely a risk of STDs and whatnot. So just to tell you how lost I was at the time, I had lost basically my compass, and I had lost a track of any boundaries that I might have ever had. And I will do more videos around this, but I want to focus on gaslighting. Here is the solution. We must look at the actions and disregard the words, the excuses, and the justifications around the actions. The actions speak for themselves. And this is true across the board. I don't care what we're referring to. If the actions don't make sense, we must stop and take a very hard look. Generally, actions will tell you everything you need to know. Very rarely you will have to inquire, oh, that could have been, that could have gone both ways. What did you mean? Now, of course, in a relationship, you don't throw away, for example, a marriage without asking. But the fact is that if the words don't match with the actions, look at the actions. The actions will tell you everything you need to know. And in fact, the words will only show you that the person is probably a liar, or is probably someone who doesn't care so much about you. Because the only worthy words that should follow an action that is unacceptable and painful for you should be, I am so sorry, I didn't realize, or I made a mistake, and this will never happen again. And then after that, if they do apologize, and narcissists don't often apologize, but if they do apologize, they must be sincere about it. And how do you know if they're sincere? Again, you watch the actions. When my ex-husband realized that he could say that he was sorry, and I would just drop any argument, because of course, how are you gonna kick a man who's down, right? If he's apologized, what more can he do? He never followed up on his apology. He kept doing whatever he was doing. And I never made him feel bad about it, because guess what? He had said that he was sorry. Yes, again, that's how lost I was. But the point is, all that showed me is that he was insincere. If a person says that they're sorry, they must show it by their actions. So again, look at the actions, and this will save you from gaslighting, especially because gaslighting becomes really, really dangerous, because the moment that it gets done to us, we start doing it to ourselves. We start questioning ourselves before even bringing up our own feelings. Basically, we shut ourselves down, and this is a non-starter. So I hope the best for you. I hope this doesn't happen to you. It's been quite painful in my life to experience this so much. And I've had to do, as I said, quite a bit of work. In fact, if you are interested in this, I have created a workbook for how to overcome narcissistic abuse. And I will put a link about this in the in the video description below. Thank you again. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon on the next video.